Hello everyone. Today in this our daily minute series, we are going to discuss about rice. We will see some important points regarding rice, and after that we are going to see some questions related to rice. You all know that in this year also in IBPS, the one simple question was asked about the rice. Its botanical name was asked in the examinations. Okay, so if you see in from exam point of view, this is also a important topic. Now we'll see some good some important points regarding rice. Okay, first we'll start with simple things, and just we talk about what is the botanical name of rice. Then you all know that it's Oryza sativa. Okay, now family, all you know that Gramine is the family. What is the chromosome number of rice? 2n equals to 24. Okay, when you talk about the rice stem, okay, rice stem, we call it as a culm or holum. Okay, inflorescence, it's panicle. Fruit type, caryopsis. Okay, many other thing is like that rice is C3 plant. It is self-pollinated. Okay, again it is a short day plant. Again it is monoecious. Okay, if you talk again if you talk about this origin, then it Indo-Burma region is the origin for rice. When rice was originated in our country, 2200 BC rice was originated. Now if you talk about the temperature, see, then rice requires maximum temperature of 36 to 38 degrees Celsius. Optimum temperature for rice will be 30 to 32 degrees Celsius, and minimum will be 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. Okay, now what will be the pH? Generally rice grows over a pH range of 4 to 6. Okay, and in our country, major part of the rice is grown in lowland cultivation. Okay, under lowland cultivation. Now if you talk about the season, see, in a rice can be sown throughout the year. Suppose it is divided into three groups, means three times. One is As, Aman means Kharif, and Bodo means spring. What is the sowing time for this? Its time is April to May, and harvesting time will be September to October. Okay, for Aman, June, July will be the sowing time, and the harvesting time will be November, December. Okay, when you talk about the Bodo, means spring rice, November, December is the sowing time, and March, April will be the harvesting time. Okay, now if you talk about the seed rate, then in broadcasting it requires 100 kg per hectare. Okay, you know, in large quantity of seed is required in broadcasting. When you talk about the drilling, 60 kg per hectare is required. Okay, when you talk about the hybrid rice, hybrid rice, for that seed rate will be 15 kg per hectare. Okay, when in the POC method, 1.5 to 3 kg per meter square is required. In SRI method, 5 to 6 kg per hectare is required. Okay, this is about seed rate. When you talk about the germination type in rice, then germination type in rice is hypogeal. When you talk about when the rice plant is transplanted, then if it is being transplanted in Kharif season, then it is 21 to 25 days after sowing. In Rabi season, 30 to 35 days after sowing. Okay, in SRI method, 10 to 12 days after sowing, and in the POC method, 11 to 14 days after sowing, and in dryland areas, it's 30 to 35 days after sowing. Now, when you talk about the fertilizer, then fertilizer requirement, then in a waterlogged puddle soil, what we have to do, that we have to give nitrate fertilizer in oxidized zone, and in reduced zone through deep placement, we give ammonical fertilizer. Okay, use of nitrogen fertilizer in paddy field should be avoided. Why? Due to losses through leaching and denitrification. Okay, in a waterlogged soil, rice crop, ammonium sulfate is used. Okay, now In a rice crop, one method of fertilizer application is also pellet application, where the depth required is 2.5 to 5 centimeter, and a pellet is formed by mixing soil and fertilizer in the ratio fertilizer in 1 ratio in 10 ratio of soil. Okay. After that, biological nitrogen fixation in the rice, where blue green algae with water fern azolla fixes the atmospheric nitrogen. Okay. When you talk about the classification, then genus Oryza has 24 species, out of which only 2 are cultivated. And when you talk about the area, then in world area, in area for rice cultivation, India is leading, followed by the China. But in production, China leads. Okay. Now, next topic is about the disease, Khaira disease. Khaira disease, this disease is related to rice in nursery stage. Okay, which is caused due to the zinc deficiency. This was first reported by Y.L. Neal in 1966 at Pantnagar. Okay. Now, if it is zinc deficiency, then of course it will be managed by the use of zinc sulfate. Again, there is a browning of rice that is caused due to the iron toxicity. When you talk about the waterlogged soil or acid sulfate soil of altisol and oxysols, this is iron toxicity is the major problem. One variety is Falguna. Falguna variety is tolerant to Fe toxicity. Silicon. Silicon is one of the essential nutrient in rice production, because the plant which is deficient in silicon becomes soft and droopy. This silicon is mostly required during panicle initiation stage, because during this stage root activity is relatively reduced and rate of transpiration is high. What silicon does? Silicon provides a thick cuticle silica layer which functions as a barrier against the attack of insect or pest. Okay. Now, what about the weed management? Echinocola cursagalli, that you call it barn yard grass, and Echinocola colonum wild rice. These are the 2 major weeds in rice. The weed problem will be less in lowland transplant crop. Okay. One term is bushing. Bushing is cross plugging the young crop of rice 4 to 6 weeks after sowing with a country plug in 15 to 20 centimeter standing water. Once or twice you can do it. Purpose behind this is to control weed, optimize crop stand, and provide soil aeration. Okay. Puddling. What is puddling? Destruction of soil aggregates by mechanical force in soil with excessive moisture content. Okay, this is puddling. What is its objective? To reduce percolation, losses of water, to reduce weed infestation, to increase nutrient availability. Okay. Then there are many growth stage of the rice, but we'll talk about the critical stage for water. Then it's booting stage that is critical for water shortage. Now, we talk about the Depok method. This was introduced from Philippines. In this, seedling becomes ready for transplanting in 12 days after seedling. Okay. In this dense means this seedling is raised, dense seedling is raised with no contact with the soil. Okay. Then there is SRI method, system of rice intensification. It was developed in 1983. Okay. In India, it was first time introduced in Tamil Nadu. Seed rate, I already told you, it's 5 to 6 kg per hectare. Now, what happens in SRI method, means yield is also increased, as well as there is saving of the water. SRI method is not suitable for the saline and alkaline soil. While now we talk about the processing of rice, then milling, paraboling, these are all the processing of rice. During polishing, what happens? The alluvial layer are removed from the rice. All the constituents are removed except carbohydrate and are reduced. Loss of vitamin B, particularly thiamine, is there, which may lead to the beriberi for the persons who is consuming the polished rice regularly. Okay. Now, some things which I have to discuss regarding the rice. Now, you can know the first dwarf variety in world was TN1, and first high yielding dwarf variety in world, which was by cross of Peta and Digiwu gene, that was IR8 Jaya. It is crossed between TN1 and type 141. That is also known as the miracle of rice. Okay. Then these all are many varieties that you can see up from the notes. But recently, NRRI Katak that developed C. Ardhan, 310 NCR than 311, which has near about 11% protein. Again, DRR than 45, IIRR, this Hyderabad developed it, that is high zinc variety. Okay. Now, if you talk about rice, has near about 6 to 7% protein. Okay. Hulling percentage in rice is 66%. More about, if you talk about that, the main protein in rice is origin. Okay, test weight of rice is 25 gram, but while we talk about the basmati rice is 21 gram. Again, if you talk about water use efficiency of rice, that is 3.7, that is lowest. Okay, and then if you talk about the water requirement, it's near about 400 to 500 mm in this rice. In India, its average yield is near about 3.5 ton, but that is in Punjab, like that, this yield is higher. Milling percentage in rice is 60%. Okay, when you talk about the moisture content, then during harvesting time, moisture level must be 20-25%, while storage it should be 12 to 14%. Okay, then these are the points, important points which I have to discuss. I was to discuss about the rice. Now we'll see some questions related to rice. See, what is the harvest time for boro rice? Okay, then the question is boro rice. Now already I discussed you what will be the harvesting time for boro rice. It's March and April. Next is in SRI method, rice is planted at already 21 to 25 days after sowing, 30 to 35 days after sowing, 10 to 12 days after sowing, 20 to 25 days after sowing, 40 to 45 days after sowing. Its answer is 10 to 12 days after sowing. Bunisering term is related to, of course, you know, we have talked about rice, which is the answer is rice. Okay. Which is the most critical stage of water in rice? Chilling stage, booting stage, flowering stage, milk stage, duff stage. Already I told you it's a booting stage. Consuming polished rice on regular basis can lead to which disease? Beriberi, night blindness, anemia, rickets, none. Already I told you this, that vitamin B, especially thiamine, is lost, and that leads to the disease beriberi. Okay. Now see, this is the these all explanations are being given to you on a very small basis. Okay. If you have detail, you want to know detail regarding this, you can visit our website. You can see our courses. There we have our pre-recorded lectures also of even major and minor subjects, even allied subjects. Everything is available there. You can visit our website. You can see our demo notes. After that, whether you should decide that what quality we are providing. Okay. If you don't want to miss our any video, please do subscribe the channel. Press the bell icon so that every video you can see on the time. Thank you.